Hey everybody, what's going on? It's DJ Sleazy here, and 2v8 has been a riot so far. Well, for the killer side at least. As a person who plays both sides, it's a little heartbreaking to see bots eating yellow herbs like they've got the munchies, and not only that, but there's not really that much killer variety than Wesker and Legion. While you get a slight bit frustrated about the mending and healing and etc. before the cleansing Ouroboros, I don't blame them. It's amazingly fun to be mobile on their side, but how would behavior fix that? In our opinion, what would be the best way to fix that? You see, there's a reason why Wesker and Legion are one of the most top-picked killers. 3 just makes running in a clutter forgiving as Wesker, and people really enjoy him being a chase killer in the original 1v4. Like, come on, who hasn't watched a baby Wesker go through the window at, like, Mach fucking speed? While Legion, as a killer, can give easy injures, which is a really good band-aid for newer players, and allows them not only to focus on their mind games, but allow them to be crazy supports with power. So if that's the case, what needs to be changed? See, Legion in 1v4 can injure and deep wound 4 survivors. In 2v8, it's 8 with a short mend, so why the hell is this a problem? Just mend it or 99 your men. Well, yes, but no. You see, bots are new, and newer players don't know how to do this, you know? This is so you're bound to run into two things. Banked frenzy hits and repetitive running back. While you're not the main target, you still face the casualties of having to save while injured and fear that the other killer is lurking. And for those who body block, Legion is not just an M1 killer anymore, by the way. He's an M1 killer with a powerful M2 teammate. So if you dare even decide to rob them of any kind of fucking pressure, the other guy will try and focus sights on you too, making you very, very vulnerable to tunneling. And you know what that means. A dead teammate is not a good teammate. As for Wesker, it's the most obvious. The guy has 3 bounds and the last 2, longer. This can make for angles that would be absolutely detrimental to fucking counterplay. Like, a good example would be, you know, the fact that he runs in a clutter. This is a big band-aid fix. If I run into a fucking garbage can, and then I also use it again, I could slide right past that, and it'd just be like I never even touched it at all. While this itself makes the character enjoyable, it makes it counterplay terrible. Because if you're not running into something, you have one of the best angles to grab survivors, which makes him very, very powerful. Mix this with mending, and you've got a hell of a lot of side quests that you have to do whenever you constantly get infected with Ouroboros. But hey, these all can be fixed, however, with simple gameplay knowledge that we all can simply do to put killers on every single loops with a little bit of antsiness. Hop in a locker to make Legion miss. Doink! Can't do anything about that. Take a hit in the back while deep wounded. Now the Legion's out of their power. Stay around clutter, fake a window? No, it can't. In this game about teamwork, your 7 other teammates most likely don't know this crap. You can 360 tech and moonwalk all you want. But if you're the only one left alive to do the generators, guess what? Who the hell cares? You're gonna die. And you might have already. There are certain things in killer powers before it gets a little out of hand, or makes it miserable for Team 2. This being status effects and gameplay. But why does this make the other killers look unattractive? I mean, of course, for you, Huntress, you know, muscle mommy alarm. Wee-woo! I'm getting off track. Well, we'll have to address 3 things. Metas, pros and cons, and funability, if that's even a word, I guess, I don't know. I mean, let's look at Trapper. You get more traps, cool, I guess, but you're basically doing, like, fucking chores in a video game. Like, I love Trapper, give or take, but who the fuck wants to do chores in a video game? Seriously. Pick up, set, put down, and have fun running across RPD for your killer power. Nurse, you're gonna get shit on, clowned on, especially if you don't know the killer well, and more importantly, you're gonna miss. The only way you could ever effectively play her is if you learn the thousands and thousands of hours on the mechanically busted killer. Very not newbie friendly at all. Huntress, she's okay. She was literally the big star of 2v8, and if you know, you know, and you probably have a little bit of shell shock from it. Spirit, there's counterplay, but there is absolutely no fucking counterplay with a Legion. If you are injured, you cannot toy with her, as she will be able to take your ass out in 5 seconds. That is her one weakness, is being able to hear people while they're uninjured, and Legion helps ignore that big time. Billy, Instant down requires some skill, though. You'll probably use it to zoom and smack only if you can fucking steer. Wraith, a little boring. You're a stealthy M1 killer, nothing too exciting. Deathslinger, I don't have fun missing my shots as a newbie. Not that I am, mind you. I love Slinger, but if I were newer, I wouldn't want to be frustrated. Blight, you're a bit faster. You'll probably never get Ninja with his ability, as there's weird ass loops and collision. But hey, you can go ahead and try. You may get looped once or twice and the gen might go off, so he's better used as mobility. Nemesis, behavior, please fucking buff this guy, seriously. How are you going to ramp up pressure when your teammate also needs pressure bad? You're sitting there, thwack, they get a speed boost. Okay, Deathslinger can't get that shot now, because that guy got to go around the corner. But hey, you know what? Let's cool off one moment, and let's think. How could we fix this? We're not behavior, but we have a bit of fun putting our thinking caps on, right? Let's first start with Legion. I feel like speed boost from Frenzy is the biggest rush of the killer. I mean, seriously, 1, 2, 3 injured, rushing across the map. That is the best part of Legion. That's what makes, Legion. But what if we made the deep wound stats effect longer to put someone down in 2v8? I feel like that would encourage play to be able to have to sit there. You still get your pressure. It just allows people to work on generators a little bit, so that way it's not as frustrating to be injured. You can do something while you're still injured. If we made the deep wound stats effect a little longer, and maybe added a 4th, hit to do a 5th down, that wouldn't be so bad. Not many people getting injured, although you still get pressure with nearly half of the roster if you see heartbeats. While 4 people are injured and 1 guy is down, that's enough to get enough pressure, and that allows the killer to have to do a little bit of manual looping on their own, too. But, it wouldn't make it too impactful. Now let's talk about Wesker. I feel like the biggest piece would be to make Ouroboros still insta-down, but not slow people down. I mean, yeah, you already get haste and chase. That's a little, if you have Fearmonger, if you have Enforcer, if someone has Brute, you still are able to beat them around the pallet if you're nearby. But if they're slow, now it's a lot scarier. But if it's insta-downable, it makes your 3 dashes actually worth it, as now you either have to pick between mobility or staying at that loop to take someone out. And if you don't land it correctly, you're punished for it, which is amazing. That's good on the survivor side and the killer side. But, it's 3 rushes. They're a big boost that encourage spare uses and not spamming them, I feel like it makes him both mobile and a chase-reliant killer, which is, his main eye-catcher, which is why people love him in the normal 1v4. Blight, I would encourage more mobility. I feel like giving him an extra charge and giving him a tad bit more speed would make him a little bit more of, hey, get from one place to another, make sure these gens are secure. While he already can do that in the normal 1v4, I feel like it would make him, a bit more attractive to newer players. A bit of chaos with the good killers, yeah, but also a bit of chaos with the newer players would be nice. While it would encourage that, his speed would also throw people off a little bit. It would also make a lot of Blights miss. It'd be like if you put placebo tablet, but you did the opposite effect, Trapper, I feel like with Trapper, he doesn't have that much pressure as he's a setup killer. You set up his traps, noobs will run into it, sure, but it's also very sad for him because he's not really he can't really go across RPD or Ormond or Wrecker's Yard and go set up a trap. It's not the best idea. And then when it gets to early game, it requires you to set up around an area. But if survivors just decide that it's the best idea to start working in your area, it's going to doom you in the long run. So I feel like an Eerie Stone of 2 traps every 1 minute would make him a really good ideal killer for bigger maps. Deathslinger, he's in an okay spot, but maybe a missed cooldown shot of 10%. It would encourage it to be okay to mess up a little bit, because you are going to mess up your shots as Deathslinger. While he kind of already has that a little bit, it would just be a little bit more nice. I noticed Deathslingers have a very rough time with pressure, unless they're god awesome with a fucking sniper. It's crazy. Nurse, like I said, fix fucking killers. But if I were to give her something very helpful, I'd give her Spencer's Breath and keep her 2 blings. Reward your first hit and help with a follow-up without making her clunky and shit, but also encouraging the god nurses not to absolutely go to town on everybody. 3 blinks, holy shit, that's a lot of room to mess up. But also it would help with newer players, as it would allow them to actually adjust to the killer. It would allow playing at pallets to be a little bit more meaningful. This would allow types of plays that would not be go up the stairs or walk behind rock or do all the other weird shit. Billy is okay, but if I'd give him back his 2-tap and makes chainsaw drive, a bit more, that would be amazing. And give it where it can apply hemorrhage, so that way medic characters can be constantly interrupted. It would be a really fun anti-medic play style. It would create a role for him. And Wraith is fine. As sad as it is, I mean, his pallet kicks and stealth are okay. He's just a very unattractive killer. He's in a good spot. If you have a Brute, I would stack that. It's actually kind of crazy. But I feel like a good way that we could all save 2v8 is maybe make the killer role punishing specific. Mobile ones for punishing Gen Blasters, ones to punish medics, and the others to punish loopers while encouraging healthy counters and fun ways to, circumvent that. One example would be in the herb system. It's fun, but I feel like they need a 8-meter white aura, or maybe like pallet builders inflicts expose for 5 seconds after building. This would create unique events where, yes, you can build pallets, but you're creating a resource with a cost to it. Yes, your time, but also you're now exposed for 5 seconds. Hope to God that killer with shadow is not lurking around the corner. A little bit more bullshit funny moments with killer and survivor would be kind of nice. As, while killers have synergies, survivors kind of need ones too. Like, what if your medic, wouldn't it be nice if once per trial, you could insta-pick a friend up off the floor? Or once per trial as a guide, have a charge that lets you, get 1 to 2 second blind on a kick, resulting in 10% regression in gen speed, you would do the gen slower for 10 more seconds, but it'd give you enough time to actually get away. Maybe not even a 2-second blind, maybe a 1-second blind, just enough for you to go, idiot got blind. Fast, funny blind would be fun in 2v8 and encourages guides to hide. As for tunneling, maybe an extra 5 seconds off the hook would be nice. Tunneling as 2 killers is also a massive problem. But what if the escapist could have a charge decisive, One charge, and it allows you to not get tunneled. It would not only fit that role, but it would also be kind of cool. I mean, I would probably run it. You'd see a lot of escapists with it, but then again, you wouldn't have a lot of people. If you could have abilities that would have fit different characters, that would be nice. That would be really, really helpful. But hey, you know what? That's just my thought process, and that's just me brainstorming, and I think this whole topic's really fun. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Your thoughts and your ideas on how you could save 2v8 from Doom would be actually kind of nice. I would love to read that kind of stuff, but hey, that's just me, and I will see you all in the fog. You all have a lovely time, and, have fun.